Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about curious tip 2, okay? Curious tip 2 is be as visual, as animated, and as creative as you can when it comes to your child's learning, okay? So this includes, and don't mind me, I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to leave anything out. But this includes using props and using whiteboards and using tablets and using games and cutout and reading flashcards or musical instruments, right? So I have a few things to show you here. So we do like some cutouts, like I do cutouts like this. Like this is like a little balloon cutout. And what I do is I'll put like a topic on here that I want him to remember or focus on. For instance, I'll put on here adjectives, okay? And then the questions that you have to ask when dealing with adjectives, right? So what kind, how many, which one, whose, right? And so I have like this little note balloon on the wall somewhere so he can use it as a resource when we are not actually dealing with the 8 parts of speech, but he still needs to retain and remember that information when he's writing sentences or when he's writing reports, okay? We also I let him cut out some star shapes. So look, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not a perfect star, but you can tell it's a star shape. So I let him cut out some little star shapes, and we'll use star shapes for fractions. We'll also use shapes like this for fractions, like apple shapes for fractions or stars for fractions. Different cutouts that we can use for different things that we are doing. We also have a reward system for Elijah. Just don't forget your reward system, parents. That's very important. And let them help you think of what type of reward that they want, right? So me and Elijah decided to do star awards. And on each, so we brought these little stars, and on each one we put like a goal on here. So this is math game winner, and then he has self-control. If he used exercise self-control that day, if he had a focus star that day, meaning that 2 or more lessons he was really focused and paid attention. We have the B plus wonderful test. So if he got a B plus on his test. So these are his different star awards. And then I let him choose if he got 15 rewards, what did he want his reward to be? So 15 rewards, he likes to get a $10, no, he changed it, $20 Robux card. Or he likes to do for 30 stars, if he decides not to use his 15 mark and goes to 30 stars, then what he does is that he gets to choose a day off. Yes. So he gets to skip lessons for a day if he reaches his 30 stars. Okay. So that's just, again, have your reward system. Little instruments like this, like I have my little tambourine here. I use this for our star reward system, or when we're doing anything that has rhythm or sound, like spelling words or reading vocabulary words. We'll use rhythm and sound when we're learning and breaking down words that way. Also here, people don't think about this, but being creative and props is as simple also, especially for your visual learners, to have a lot of colorful ink pens, Sharpies, the little ones, highlighters, the bigger Sharpies, right? And then I use dry erase boards, so we have a lot of different colors for our dry erase boards, okay? So again, those are some ways you can include some props. We cut out these little things. So we buy a pack of construction paper, and he'll put a spelling word or vocabulary word on there in a definition, and we'll play like go fish with this, or we'll play matching with this. We also have like flashcards for multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition. We have flashcards like this that goes over different topics that we're talking about in a specific subject. Okay, these flashcards like this, our foundational curriculum is ABECA, but being an instructional designer, I'll take that foundation and then I change it to meet I adapt it to meet Elijah's learning style, okay, and make it more interesting and for him, okay. So that's how little whiteboards like this, right? For your read-write learners, right? And then for your kinesthetic learners, have games like little stuff like this. I'll let Elijah pick out a couple of things every quarter, you know, that we can put together in science, depending on what we're studying. We'll have things like that. We also have fake money here, and we keep a real bag of change here. So all different change, even from 50-cent pieces, right? We have dollar pieces in here, everything. So we'll use change. We'll play like Elijah's mini store, and I'll act like I'm scanning something. I give him my money, and then he has to count backwards, right, to give me my change. So that's how I let him learn how to count change using his without a calculator or having to write it down, right? So in his head. We also have games like this, like the Zap game. He really likes this on game schooling days. So we do a game schooling day like once a month. Okay. This is a puzzle game. So this is actually something that we like kind of speed our hand and eye coordination. It's a little game where you have to try to make like this perfect square. It's really neat, and the colors have to sync with one another. And then we play Uno. But with this Uno, what we do is we do what is called a vocabulary Uno. So before he gets to use a wild card or any special card, then he has to pick from spelling definition card, or he has to speak from a spelling word card. And then when he picks that up, if he picks up a spelling word card, he has to give the definition. If he picks up the definition, then he has to give the spelling word. Okay, so that's how we do spelling Uno, or Uno vocabulary with Uno cards. So like I said, this tip is really about being as visual, as animated, and as creative as you possibly can with your student. I see you on the next video. Happy teaching.